It is Wednesday, July 31st, shortly after 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just out to make a quick change on my filtration for the pond. As you can see, the fish are doing very well. Water's looking great, fish are very happy. Auto feeder is working well. They had their feed about 45 minutes ago. They'll have another one later on. And what I'm going to be doing today is putting an effort in through the filtration system to enhance the water quality even further. Now, those of you who have seen my previous videos will know that I have my filtration down here in my filter pit. So the water comes in a bottom drain, 4-inch drain, into the 2 Eazy Pods. From there flows into my moving bed, and then from there into my pump chamber, which is kind of hidden over here, and then through the UVs and back into the pond. What I'm going to do is, as I said, I'm going to do a simple yet hopefully very effective update to the filtration system. And what I am going to be putting into place, and you may have seen this if you follow some of the YouTubers in the UK, Vince from Twisted Koi and Andy from Darby Koi, and I will put links to their website in the comments. They both showcased a special piece for the Eazy Pod filters. This is it here. It's from a company called Sculptured Layers in the UK. Now, Ian, the gentleman who makes these, he does them on a 3D printer and then inserts the mesh in there, and they go simply into the center port of the filters. So I had these shipped over from the UK. Ian was very generous in agreeing to take the effort to send them over to me. Now I have 2 filters, so I did pick 2 of them up. I'm going to get in the pit and I will show you both of those in place in just a moment. And I just want to point out that I did purchase these from Ian, paid for the shipping, etc. So I'm not doing this as a promotional thing or anything like that. I'm not getting paid to do this. Just having watched the results that Vince and Andy were getting, I thought I would give it a try. So as I said, what I'm going to do is I will just show you now very quickly how they go in, and it's very, very simple. As I said, they go in the center piece here. They fit over the pipe. So there we go. One is installed, and the second one here will be going into this one. And just put that in place. Now this one does ride a little bit higher up because of the rubber boot in there that connects the center pole or center pipe to the filter itself, whereas this one is right down. And I did speak by email to Ian about that, and he said some of the rubber boots on some of the older Eazy Pods are a little bit taller, which is why this doesn't go all the way. But in the event that these screens do clog, the water will still come up over top, go down in here, so you're not going to lose water through overflow with your filter or have any water issues going back into the pond. And the other one is there. So I say it's, again, shortly after 8 this morning. I'm going to come out in about an hour's time, and I will take a quick look to see how these are doing. My water, as you saw a moment ago looking at the fish, is really pretty clear. This is my pump chamber. You can see the pumps down the bottom there. Again, the water is quite clear, but no doubt it could be better, and I am expecting these filters to pick up some additional material on them once they have been in here for a while. I know the cleaning is going to be very frequent, probably 2 or 3 times at least today, and then the same for a few days until the fines are taken out of the water. So I will pause the recording there. I will, as I said, follow up with additions to the video over the next few days, next week or 2, just to let you know how things are progressing. And I will also put a link to Ian's website in the comments on the video as well. So I'm going to pause things there at the moment, and then we'll get back to you very shortly. Alright, it has been an hour since I installed the sieves. I'll take them out now so you can see. So this is what this one has picked up in an hour. It has definitely slowed the water flow back into the filters, back into my chamber here. And the second one, as well, you can see the amount of debris this has picked up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just leave the filters off for a moment, get these clean, and I'll put them back in and then check them again in a little bit. I have a feeling, looking at these, I'm going to be out here pretty much every hour today to do the cleaning. And depending on how they perform, if they're continuing to block up like this, I will take them out overnight so as I don't run into any pump issues. So I'm going to pause things here at the moment, and then I will get back to you with another update in an hour or a couple of hours from now. It is approximately 8:15 in the evening on July 31st. I have had the new sieve filters in the Eazy Pods. You see the one there and then the other one over here. They have been running in the filters for 12 hours approximately now. I have been coming out every hour to clean them. I'll just show you what they've picked up in the last hour. This was cleaned at 7 o'clock. And let me just pull this other one out as well. And again, you can see the amount of debris and algae, etc. that these have picked up. They're doing an amazing job of capturing it. The only downside, as I said, has been that I've had to come out every hour to do a cleaning, but I'm not bothered by that at all, because I want to make sure that the water in the pond gets as clean as I can possibly get it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hose the two of them off, get them all nice and clean. I will just leave them in their pit here overnight, and I'm going to leave them out of the filters overnight because the way they have been collecting the debris, it's causing a slowdown in the amount of water that is getting into my moving bed and subsequently into the pump chamber here, and I don't want things to cause any issues overnight when I'm not out cleaning the filters. So they will go back in tomorrow morning, probably around the 7 o'clock time frame, something like that, and I will keep checking on them and continue to do the cleanings as often as I need to do it. Minimum once an hour. If I can go longer, that would be absolutely great. But they do definitely seem to be working. As I said, they're picking out a lot of fine debris, as you can see here, and that was the intent of putting them in. So again, the fish are doing well. The water is looking great in the pond, and these filters are definitely making a difference. Hopefully in a week or so, I won't need to clean nearly as frequently, but time will tell. So I'm going to just stop the video at this point for today. I will do some updates again in the next 2 or 3 days, just to let you know how things are going with the filters, and we'll provide more information at that time. Thank you again for watching up to this point, and more sections of the video will follow in very short order. Good morning. It is Friday, August the 2nd, approximately 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm just out taking a quick look at the fish, and you can see the water clarity has improved significantly since putting in the sieves into the Eazy Pod filters, and I will go over there and show you that in a moment. I have turned off the air in the pond here just so you can get a bit better look at the fish, and if you do look closely down the bottom, you will be able to see the bottom drain, and that just gives you an idea at how clear the water is. The little bit of particulate you might be seeing now is actually floating on the surface of the pond. Those sieves have made a phenomenal difference in the water clarity. Now, they have been a bit of a work since I installed them on Wednesday. On Wednesday they were in there for 12 hours, and I was coming out and cleaning them every hour. I did take them out overnight. I put them back in again yesterday morning at approximately 7 o'clock, and again they were in there in there all day long until about 8 p.m. I did take them out to do another cleaning every hour throughout the day, and then left them out again overnight. Now, I put them back out this morning at approximately 7 o'clock. It is now 8 o'clock, so I'm just going to get into the filter pit and I'll take them out and you can take a look at them here. So bear with me for a moment while I climb into my pit. Okay, so on the first filter, and you can see without even the amount of debris that it is picking up. The same on this one. That despite the water clarity or apparent water clarity in the pond, as you just saw, these are still picking up a lot of debris. And you can look into the filter there. Hopefully you can see just how clear the water is. The same on this one. So these have definitely made a difference. As I said, the past 2 days I've been cleaning them every hour. I'm going to take them, hose them off, put them back in here in a few moments. But I am going to try every couple of hours today just to see how things are going. I found over the past couple of days that if I didn't clean these every hour, the water that was going through them and getting down into the center chamber, the Eazy Pod here, and then into my moving bed and pump chamber was being significantly reduced. So that's why the need to clean every hour. Now today, as I mentioned, I'm going to try and leave them for 2 hours, and then we'll come out and check them again and see how that has made a difference. But definitely they are working the way they were intended, doing a phenomenal job. So on that note, I'm going to spray them off. Once I've done that, I will pick the camera up again just to show you before I put them back into the filters. And I will be back with you momentarily. Alright, I'm back down in the filter pit. You can see the sieve screen here has been cleaned, as has the one for this filter over here. The nice part about these is it only takes a few seconds to hose them off and get all the sediment and stuff off of them. So I'll put this one back in place, slide it down in there, and this one as well goes down in there. And you can see with them in there clean, the water level has not changed at all flowing through it. And the same on that one. It does drop down, as I say, as the screen clogs a little bit, but these have been doing very, very well for me. I'm extremely happy with them. Hopefully give it another few days and they won't need to be cleaned more than maybe once a day, if that. That's kind of my goal anyway. So what I'm going to do now, as I said, I'm just going to hop out of the pit here. So bear with me again for a second as I climb up. And I have put the air back on in the pond. So you can see the bubbles coming up there from the dome. Again, the fish are doing really, really well. Pond temperature at the moment is approximately 26 degrees Celsius. We have had some extremely warm days here recently. Weather forecast this morning said we're expecting to hit a temperature of about 39 degrees as the day wears on. So it has been warm, pond warm. Having this shade over top of the pond has definitely helped to keep things more comfortable in here for the fish. And they are doing very, very well. Automatic feeders working well. So they seem pretty happy at the moment, which is what my goal is, to have them out here for the summertime. So on that note, I'm just going to end this segment of the video here. I will add another little bit when I come out in a couple hours time to check the screens on the filters and see how they're doing. So with that said, I'm just going to pause it and I will be back shortly. It has been now about an hour and a half since I last cleaned the screens, and if you look over here, you can see the water level has dropped significantly from what the level is here to what's going through the screen there, and even more so on this particular one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out and clean them again. And as you saw earlier, they are picking up quite a bit of debris out of the pond here. This is the other one. So I'm going to go and clean those off, and then I will put them back in the filters, check them again in about an hour and a half time. I think 2 hours is going to be way too long because it is restricting the water flow considerably. Now with that out, you can see the water level now here is right back to the top of the filter, the same in that one. So it is working definitely to clean out the debris. I say hopefully it will help the pond in the long run. It's just going to take a bit of time to get it so that very little debris is catching on the filters. So I'm going to say I'll rinse these out now and get them back in the filter and check again in about an hour and a half. And thank you again for kind of hanging in there, and I will keep you posted as things progress. It is Wednesday, August the 6th, approximately 11:30 in the morning, and I'm just out here to check on the filters for my Eazy Pod. You can see the two of them there. You can also see how the water has kind of dropped way down inside the Eazy Pod. And this is why. You can see the debris on there, and on this one as well. You can see the amount of debris that these have collected. Now I have been running these for a week now, and started off they needed cleaning every half hour. That went up to an hour. I'm leaving them up to 2 hours now maximum, and that definitely is having an impact on the volume going through the filters. And again, you can see here, so I'm going to take these and I'll hose them off in just a moment. The water clarity itself is just really good. It's amazing how much difference these have made to the clarity of the water. You can see right down there to the bottom of the Eazy Pod, just to give you an idea. So I'm just going to hop out of the pit here for a moment, and then I will, as I said, I'm going to clean these off. I just hose them off. It only takes a matter of 30 seconds or so for each one, but I'm not going to show you that. It's just a matter of getting the garden hose and doing that. You can see the pond here. Let me just kind of come around to the side. And just how clear that water is. Again, if you look, you can see the bottom drain down there with the air is coming up right down to the very bottom of the pond. The fish are doing extremely well. And you may have noticed when I just moved out here with the camera, I've added a spray bar to the return from the filter. What I did is previously I had right here 2 returns at 2 different depths going into the pond. So the one that was at the shallower depth, I changed that into a spray bar just to get a bit more water movement and a bit more current for the fish. And I think that has stirred up a bit more of the debris, the very fine debris that those filters are capturing. So they are doing a wonderful job. At night, I take them out, so they're in from about 7:30 in the morning through until about 8 o'clock at night. So again, roughly 12 hours a day. And I don't want to leave them overnight because, as you just saw, they do collect a lot of debris, and the water would be starved to get to the pump, and I don't want any issues with my pump. Although it is on a float switch, so if the water level drops too much, the pump automatically shuts off. But just give you a quick look at the fish here while I do stand and just kind of see how they're doing this morning. There's my Kumanuru. The Benny-Pico Kudu still has the issue with her dorsal there. My Akabeko, my Chag, my Kuchi Beni Sanke, my Karashi, and of course my Ochiba female there, my Suraboi. And the new little ones that I put in there a couple of months back now are all doing very well. I think they have grown a bit. They're blending in nicely. They're eating well. You can see the Shisui and the Sensui there. And the little Shao is kicking around in here somewhere. I saw him a few minutes ago. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put the camera down. I'm going to hose off the screens, just show you what they look like once they're cleaned off again, and I'll put them back into the filter. So I will be back momentarily. Alright, I'm back down in the filter pit. You can see the screens been hosed off. The nice thing about these is they do clear off very, very quickly when you just take the garden hose to them. So I will put that one in there and the other one in here. Just going to slide them down into place. And then I will be back out again in roughly 2 hours to check on them, just to see how everything is going. I am very, very impressed with the amount of debris that they do pick up. I thought the pond was actually pretty clean as far as water clarity is concerned. Obviously there's a lot of fine particulate in there that I just was not able to see and that the filters were not picking up. The upflow filter does pick up a lot of similar debris, and I'm cleaning that every other day, same with the Eazy Pods here. But having these in have definitely improved the water clarity without a doubt. So I think what I'm going to do is I will keep working with these filters over the next while, and I'll bring another update in a few days. But I'm going to say goodbye at this point and end the video here. I would just like to thank you all again for taking the time to watch the videos and hang in there with me while I'm trying my experiment with these new sieve filters. Hopefully you found this interesting, and as always, please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Your support is always very much appreciated. Feel free to leave a comment or any questions below. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, I will put a link to the Sculpted Layers website in my video, just so you can contact them if you are at all interested in the sieves. And on that note, I'm going to leave it here. Again, thank you all very much. And remember, keep calm and keep coy.